Hey guys, welcome to my channel. To start off this tutorial, you will need the biggest part of your body. For me, it is my hip, and I will take my hip measurement right there, which is divided by 4. And once I do that, I will add 3 inches to it and 1 inch for seam allowance. Why I took my hip right there is because I am going to be using elastic band, and as you can see, my fabric is folded in half. My off shoulder is going to start from this point right here. Now I will just mark off the savage of my fabric, and I will take my measurements from there. As you can see, I am taking off the savage points, and I will take 2 inches downwards from the line. This is going to be where my elastic is going to sit. The 2 inches is for seam allowance for the elastic band. Now, because we are making an off shoulder, I am going to take out 4 inches from this 2-inch line, and I am going to take my shoulder to waist, which is 17 inches, and I will take the length I want for my dress, which is 39 plus seam allowance at the bottom. Now take the same measurement you took right there at the top, take it on the waist part. I will just mark right there, and I would also place the same measurement at the bottom of my dress. Now next thing you will do is just connect the lines from the top to the bottom part of your dress. Now make sure your 4-inch is placed on the elastic line, and take out the normal armhole depth you take for your bodice pattern, and I will take 8.5 right there. Now at the top of your fabric, we will take 3 inches. I just took 3 inches, and I would connect it. I will connect my armhole to the 3 inches like this, and it's time to cut out. Now once you're done cutting out, we're going to place another folded fabric so as to cut out the back. As you can see, that is what I am doing, and I will just trace around it and cut the same for my back fabric. Now for the sleeve, fold your fabric in half. Now we're going to take out 2 inches right there from the top of our fabric, which is going to be the same we took when we were making the dress. It is going to be where the elastic of the sleeve is going to sit. Take your armhole circumference divided by 2 and add 3 inches to it, and 1 inch for seam allowance. Now I am just taking the length I want for my sleeve, and I will be using 10 inches. Now I am also taking the circumference of the sleeve, and I will divide it by 2 and place it right there. Now I would also take off 4 inches at the 2-inch elastic band line I marked, and I will mark my armhole depth divided by 2, which is 8.5 right there, just like we did for the bodies of the dress. Now I'm going to take the measurement I took right there and place it at the 8.5 armhole depth line I marked. Now connect this line to this. Now, just like we did for the bodies of the dress, we will take 3 inches inwards on our sleeve right there, and we will connect this to this. Now it's time to cut out. Cut off the savage points. Once you're done cutting, our sleeve is ready. Remember, you need 2 pieces for this. Now for the flay, I will just fold my fabric in half, and I will take the circumference of where the length of my sleeve stops, and I will divide that by 2. As you can see, divided by 2 is 7, and as you can see, I added ½ inch to make it 7.5, and I marked right there. Where when you open it up, you have 15 inches in total. Now from that line, I will take 8 inches for the length of my flay. Remember, whatsoever you're using for the length, you need to add your seam allowance. Now I will just connect my curve, and it's time to cut out. Now once you're done cutting, you will need to cut another piece. This way you would have 2 flays. Now it's time to cut the pockets. As you can see, I have double folded fabrics. Now I will just place my hand right there on my pocket, and I will just trace. Now right there on my fabric, I will take 7.5 inch, and this is going to be the width I want for my pocket hand insertion. Now I will just cut this out. Now I will place the good sides of my front to the good sides of my back fabric, and I will take off 4 inches. Now I will take 19 inches. That is where I want to insert my pocket, and I will take the markings on the good sides of my fabric. Now I would match up the good sides of my pocket to the good sides of my fabric, and I would sew, join it together and turn it over and make a top stitch. And I am joining the pockets on the seam allowance of my fabric. Sew and join your pockets together to your fabric and turn it over like this and make a top stitch. Now I will take this to my sewing machine and do the same on the other side also. Now on my sleeve, I will place my flay at the bottom of my sleeve like this, and I will join by ½ inch all the way around it, and do the same for the other part of the sleeve. As you can see, I am done joining my pockets to my front and back fabric, and I will go on and join the seam allowance all the way from the dress to the pockets and back to the dress, and sew all the way down. And I would go on and do the same for the other side of my fabric. Now for the sleeve, we are going to open it up like this. Now we're going to join the sleeves together and pin. Join the other sleeves also. Now once you're done, take it to your sewing machine and sew all the way around it by ½ inch. And do the same for the other side. Now once you're done sewing, you should have it looking like this. Now next thing you're going to do is join the seam allowances like this all the way to the bottom, and hem the bottom part of your sleeve and the bottom part of your dress. and you're also going to do the same for the other side. Now it's time to fold in the elastic, and I would go on and mark my seam allowance on my dress. Now I am done marking, and you can see my marks on my dress. Now I would go on and fold. I will fold this like this, make a little fold like 1/2 inch, and make another fold. Now I will fold this and pin all the way around it. And once I am done doing that, you can see I have pinned all the way around it. Now I would leave a hole right here on my fabric, and I will start sewing right here and sew all the way around, and I will stop right here, thereby leaving a hole right here so as to insert my elastic band. And I have gone and made my stitches all the way around it, and I would use a pin, a safety pin, and insert my elastic. Now I would go on and keep pushing till I go all the way around. Now, as you can see, I pinned the edge of my elastic so as to keep it in place so it wouldn't move. Now you can keep pulling your elastic till you get your desired shape and tightness, and you can also place it on your shoulder like this and see if you've gotten what you really want, if it's tight enough. Now once you're done, you can remove the safety pins and go on your sewing machine and join your elastics like this and make a tight stitch and cut off the excess, put it back in the hole and close the hole with your sewing machine. And we are done. Please make sure you like and make sure you subscribe, and hope to see you in more videos to come.